Hi guys, this is Miss G. And during this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of creating your visual arts journals. We are looking at your visual art journal 1 here. And I know most of you have already finished this one, but the process that we go through for visual arts journal 1 is the same process we're going to use for all of them. So each journal is going to start out with a 15-minute writing flow. 15 minutes is a long time to write. Notice I've already filled 2 pages and I'm going back and writing in between the lines on the first page all over again. Set your timer. Write for the 15 minutes. Just wait for the alarm to go off. That way you're not thinking about it. The creative writing flows are very, very important because they're helping develop that creative portion of your brain that you need to be able to come up with interesting art concepts. It's the same part of your brain, whether you're doing a creative writing or creative artwork. Each one of your visual arts journal assignments is going to include a task that you have to complete. These tasks are set up to help you also kind of build that creative bank in your brain. So on this first one, you had to go for an artist walk. You had to go out and walk around for 30 minutes and just observe what you saw around you. Then when you come back in, you're to make a list of 10 things that you saw on your walk. So my list, I just wrote it straight onto the page on top of my creative writing flow. That is perfectly fine. You can always do any of these on alternative surfaces on a different sheet of paper or whatever, and then attach them to your journal as part of your collage. That's fine too, however you want to do it. But each one of your journals must include text, it must include collage, and it must include an observational drawing. It also needs to be a continuous spread. So if you notice right here what I'm about to do, when I add this little piece of collage, I have it go across the 2 pages. So it's tying those 2 pages together. A lot of you are still working on your spreads as if they're 2 separate pages. That hurts your grades. It needs to look like one large continuous canvas when you're finished with it. There also needs to be experimentation with mediums. So you noticed I just showed you the little demo of how you can just add water so it's wet on wet, watercolor technique. So you add water to the page and then you take wet watercolor and you add it into it and it just kind of runs and gives you these really cool textures. So do some experimenting. As I said, two of the things that you have to have in here besides collage are observational drawing and text. So my text that I have added into the background counts as text. So there's text on the page, but also notice with my observation drawing that I'm doing here of my bonsai tree, that I've included the word faith on one of the rocks. That's more text. That is a deliberate text addition. So however you want to put the text in yours is completely and totally up to you. As far as observational drawings go, detailed observational drawings mean that you are actually looking at what you are drawing and drawing exactly what you see. It is not making it up out of your head. It is not doing an outline. It's not a quick sketch or a doodle. It is observational. This is very important as far as building your skills with drawing and observations and techniques. This will go huge as far as your growth with your art skills and with your creative problem solving skills. So one of the things from your list, you were supposed to draw it. Now notice the moon phases that I have in the back. One of the things that was on my list is that I see the moon when I'm walking my dogs at 6 o'clock every morning. It's right on the horizon. But I didn't do a super detailed version of that. I just put the moon phases in the background as a way to break my background up and pull the 2 sides of the spread together. So that means I still need to do an observational drawing as well. So I started drawing the bonsai tree. No, I am not drawing this from my head. I took a photograph of it to draw from. You can totally do that. I would prefer that you're drawing looking at the actual object. So you're working 3D to 2D instead of 2D to 2D. It makes a huge difference as far as what you see and what you're creating. But sometimes it's not very practical to have the object in front of you. And if that's fine, then you can work from a photograph. You cannot draw from somebody else's drawing. You have to actually draw from the object or from a photograph you took of that object. Okay. So that's your observational drawings. Now, this spread, I condensed it down to a 5-minute video, but it's really about 3 days worth of work. I don't expect you to spend that much time on every single one of your spreads. There might be 1 or 2 this year that you just get so in love with that you spend that much time on, but that is not required. If you're spending maybe 2 hours a week on it, that's plenty. So here it is at this point. It's still not 100% finished, but if you were to turn it in at this, like this would definitely be an A quality project. You have got your observational drawing, you filled the spread, it's a working artwork, there's balance to it. So this would absolutely work. So hopefully this kind of helps you understand what I'm looking for as far as your visual arts journals are concerned. You've got 12 of those that you're going to be doing this year. So make sure you spend some time focusing on those. You have 2 weeks to work on each one of them. So make sure you're doing that. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know and get creative, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.